Hello there, Angela from Soapmaking Soliloquy and Alegna Soap here. And I got this idea for soap, so thought I'd do it on a YouTube live. I had a bunch of extra hearts and some scraps from some soap that I made, and it's unscented. So I could have used it just as a soap, but I didn't want to because it's unscented and I like my soaps to have a scent. So I had this idea of designing a soap where it'll be one layer of the scraps mixed with some soap, and then the other layer will be just plain white soap. And we're going to hide some hearts in it. So you can't see the hearts until you start washing with the bar. And then I thought to make it trickier, I would make the layers on angles. I'll show you what I mean. Come watch. All right. So here is my mold. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to do it this way you can see. That's what we'll do. All right. I have my lye solution. I've got my gloves. It is another frigid day on Long Island. Yesterday, I think it was 6 degrees. Today, it might be 11 or 13 or something like that. But it is definitely another cold day. All right. So this is I want the soap a white soap. So we're going to make it white soap. We're going to put that in here. Whole base is going to be white. Isn't that pretty? Let's turn that down a little bit. There we go. And we're going to scent it with, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I've got some black pepper and I've got Egyptian geranium and patchouli. So that is what this is a blend of. It is really nice. I'm pretty happy with it. All right, let's add the lye. Oh, not yet. We got a little more white there. All right, let's add the lye. All right. So that is just emulsified. What I'm going to do is pour that, some of it, half of it. I'm going to wing this. Pour it in there. I'm going to mix it up. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, we're going to put a tiny bit of the scent in there too. All right, now comes the fun part. Now we're going to try to pour that. Let me move this a little bit so you can see better. I want to pour that in here so it's on an angle. There we go. I'm not usually very good at pouring. I'm pretty good at making a mess, usually. All right, let's get a spatula and do some more. Get this out of my way. Like this. I'm sorry, you're just kind of looking at the top of my head here. All right, get some more out this way. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. Let's a little bit more. Can we get that in there? All right, and on the other side. All right, we're gonna leave that. All right, let's bring this back here. And we're gonna pour the scent in there and mix a little bit more. So hello, howdy, hey, how you doing, Fred? You know me. I like to do things that I've kind of never done before or I haven't done much of. So I'm just using up scraps. Get this a little thicker. I'm just using up scraps, but I'm trying, instead of using them up for soap for soup, I'm trying to design something. So let's see if I can get, let's see if it works. All right, so hmm, if I move this down, all right, we can't move it down totally. I'm going to have to find something just to make it a little lower. And look what I found, a book. All right, so let's move this. Let's clean up so I don't get my book a mess. All right, I'm going to move this forward. I probably should have waited until that was a little bit thicker and harder, but I didn't. So we're going to make do. All right, that's a little less a little less tilted. And we're going to pour this in here. All right. Pour that in there. All right, let's move it down now. Good job. Okay. Yes, you're right, Fred. Good job. I'm doing a good job. Okay, and let's pour the rest of this in. You see how this got thicker? I probably should have waited that other layer for this to get thicker, but I didn't. So I learn, right? All right. Let's go like this. Put this on the top. Now, I did off camera, I marked where I'm going to be putting the cutting the soap. Let's just get that out. All right, let's get this out of here and let's get that down like that. And you know what? I think I'm going to have to take out some of the soap because I think when we push the hearts in, we're going to have an issue. So let's just take out some of the soap like this. So I've got my Bath Bonanza class at the elementary school today. It is so cold out. Fred, how is it? How is it where you are? Is it freezing? I know, like the country's got like a cold wave instead of a heat wave. We got a cold wave. All right, so let's just kind of flatten this out like that. All right, so I don't know if you can see, but I can see that I've got these little black marks here. So I know the heart has to go in between those little black lines. So there's one, and we're going to alternate colors because you're not going to know what color you get when you buy the soap. Oh, don't fall like that. There we go. Like that. We got this one. So I use these hearts for a soap workshop at Nest on Main over the weekend. And because it was so cold, we had a couple people who couldn't make it, and I had leftover hearts. And usually I'll just make soap for soup, but I had so many of them, and I don't know how I came up with this idea, but I just did. So this is Hidden Heart soap. Hopefully it works when I cut it. That one there, and we need a red one next. Some of these maybe are gonna have you're gonna be able to see the heart. I don't know. We'll see. So okay, let's put this one in here. We got this. And I'm gonna have to, I'm thinking a little bit of glitter on the top. What do you guys think? Just a tiny bit. The scent is very feminine because it is uh geranium, so it's very heavy floral. The black pepper is nice and the patchouli is nice, but honestly, you just pretty much smell quite a lot of the geranium. So I know this is going to be like a female kind of a thing. So maybe just a tiny touch of pink glitter on the top. And this one here. And we got one more right there. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take that soap that we put back in here and just put it over the top because we want to hide those hearts. And I've also got these little tiny purple hearts that I can put on the other side. So even though it's a hidden heart soap, you'll have one little heart. What do you think? All right, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So hopefully that one heart is hidden. All right. So I've got these little teeny tiny soaps. Okay. And I'm thinking maybe just putting them so they stick out a little bit, but right here in the middle, like that. And people will think that that is the hidden heart, when in reality, there is another hidden heart. So that is my thought. And that I'm going to let show. All right, there we go. Now, Fred, I don't think you missed anything. I was just babbling about the cold. There we go. And another one right there. And one here. Oops, I can't really see the lines. There we go. Like that. Okay. Yeah, then we'll sprinkle, I think, a little bit of pink glitter. I have done decided. All right. So does everybody have their Valentine's Day plans set? I don't think we are doing anything. It's a Saturday night, and I'm hoping that we spend the night sitting on the couch watching television. We've got grandkids coming over the next day, which should be a lot of fun. We get to see Luke and his brother Zach. Luke is getting so big. I used to do Facebook Lives with Luke. And one more. There we go. All right. So that soap is there. Let's just do a little bit of the pink glitter. It's supposed to be 72 today. Fred, I'm really upset. That's not fair. I don't think we've reached 20 degrees in about 3 weeks. And it's not usually that cold. All right, I know I said a little bit of glitter, but clearly I lied. Let's do a lot of glitter. And some gold glitter, because why not? And I've got something called mermaid trails. I don't know. Yeah, this is really glittered up soap. I know a couple customers that are going to really love this. They like the glitter. All right. I have a look at this mess. I got a whole mess to clean up. So, so that's it. Um, Fred, thanks for watching. I know who you are. The rest of you who are watching, I wish that I could put your names to your YouTube tag, whatever it is. Um, I do appreciate that you watch. Thank you so much. I appreciate that you subscribe. Thank you so much. And even if you don't subscribe, I appreciate you that you're here. That is it for today. Have a great Monday. Stay warm.